Peace and Black Power. I want to deal with a couple of issues here. And the reason I want to deal with these issues is because these issues don't really go away. They just like get swirled around and around. And when you think you've addressed them and you attempt to move on, here comes an idiot sending you an email trying to deal with the same nonsense. You know, like I put up a couple of posts dealing with the subject of black racists. And I told you there is no such thing as a black racist. And I get people insisting that there are black racists. I get people accusing me, your brother Larry, of being a black racist. This is just ridiculous. I keep telling you, this is a psychological battle, family. This is a psychological tactic of the enemy. I even got an email from a supposed, I'm not even going to say it's an actual European, an actual white person send me an email. I'm not even willing to admit or to accept that this supposed white person took the time out of their busy white schedule to email your brother Larry about this stupid ass shit, telling me thank you, brother Larry, for helping me educate white people on the double standard that black people try to hold white people to, that they don't want to adhere to themselves. Now, can you imagine somebody dumb enough to believe that nonsense, that black people hold white people to a standard that black people don't adhere to themselves? Now, that is the most ridiculous nonsense that I have heard to date. First of all, the last time I checked, this was the United States of America. And in the United States of America, my people are about 12 to 13% of the population. And the other people, you know, the ones we call white people, have control of the damn country, have control of the legal system, have control of the educational system, have control of the economic system, have control of the social society, have control of the damn country. So they set the standard. So how could black people hold you, white people, to any goddamn standard? That's number one. Number two, and this is not a peace sign, this is a number two sign. Number two, stop the bullshit, white person sending me emails, because that's nonsense. This is a psychological tactic on your part to try to stop Brother Larry from telling the truth. Brother Larry is not falling for that tactic. You will not capital N, capital O, capital T, not stop Brother Larry from telling the truth. There are no black racists. There are, in fact, black reactionaries. Keep telling you. I don't know how many times I have to repeat it before it sinks into your mind. Now, let me help you understand something, because apparently your thought process is limping around your mind on a crutch with a cast. If, in fact, there were only nice, humble, and kind people walking around in America, and black people attacked you first, then you could accuse black people of being the aggressors, the perpetrators, and the racists. But since that's not the case, since the case is black people were minding their own damn business somewhere in West Africa, growing rice, playing the drums, and singing the Shango, and y'all came over there looking for some skilled labor on the cheap, and y'all made deals with some corrupt ass kings and some foul ass people, and y'all purchased my ancestors and then transported us back to this shit ass country. That's right, I said it. Shit ass country. And persecuted my ancestors. You are the perpetrators of the crime. You are the criminals. You are the criminal descendants who perpetuate the status quo. You perpetuate the attack against my people. You perpetuate the horrendous treatment of my people. And you attempt to psychologically trick me into thinking that I'm the one committing the offense? No, that can't happen. That's psychological warfare. That is a psychological tactic on your part to make me think that I'm wrong when in fact I'm right. I'm on defense. I'm not on offense. I'm not attacking you. I'm defending myself. And in point of fact, when I point out your bullshit to you, that's not me being racist. That's me being a realist. This is reality from the perspective of your brother Larry. Now, because it's real for me, if you're guilty, of course you're going to deny it. You're going to hide behind things like the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, where you won't incriminate yourself by telling the truth. But that don't mean I can't incriminate your ass by telling the truth about you. Racist people tend to be people that's European. Racist people tend to be people in America that we call white people. Now, I'm not telling you that there ain't no stupid ass black people that have been tricked into thinking that they racist. Yes, I know. I've even met a couple of guys who argue with me and tell me, no, I'm a racist. And I tell them, no, see, you just stupid. Stupid. With a capital stoop. Reason being, you believe your enemy. First rule of thumb. See this thumb? First rule of thumb. Do not believe anything your enemy says about you. That is the first rule of thumb. The enemy is going to lie on you in order to trick you into accepting whatever the hell the enemy wants you to accept. Usually, the enemy wants you to accept the position that he has placed your ass in. Now, when you look around and you see the position that black people are in, economically, socially, politically, how the hell could you just accept that shit? How could you go for anything the enemy says? When you look at the enemy broadcasts, television programming, and you see black people perpetrated as crime or criminals in this society, perpetrated or presented as the worst of the worst, you know, wait a minute, I know black people, that's not how we are. So you know it's propaganda. So you know that's the enemy attempting to trick you into staying in your subservient position so that you don't want to climb up out, because they got you thinking that, wait a minute, if I start climbing, these black people around me, they're like crabs in a barrel, so they're going to pull me back down. That's a trick. Don't believe that. That's not true. Let me tell you how effective the enemy's psychological attack against you have been. So I'm in a business in Harlem, black-owned business, on 125th Street. And I'm talking to the owner, who happens to be my client. You know, Brother Larry is a surveillance technologist. You know, I design and install surveillance cameras for a living. And I'm talking to my client, and I tell my client, you know, I was talking to some brothers, and they said there's no black-owned businesses in Harlem, and his eyes opened up like this. Bloop. And I said, yeah, can you imagine that? So the brother said, oh. I said, well, you know, I try to tell these brothers that there are black-owned businesses on 125th Street, and I was standing in one while I was having this conversation. That would be Watkins Health Food Store on 125th Street, between Malcolm X Boulevard and 5th Avenue. And I was talking to the owner, and I said, you know, I'm going to take a couple of pictures in your business and post them on my Facebook page. You know, so I got a few Facebook friends, and brothers like my brother Saab Netta telling me there's no black-owned businesses on 125th Street, right? As much as this brother be on 125th Street, he don't know that there's black-owned businesses there. That's because the enemy propaganda is thick. Have you thinking that we don't own anything? Have you thinking that we don't have anything? That is only foreigners or people from outside of the community owning things in the community? That's not true. It is not true, people. Not true. You cannot believe everything that people say about you. Take the time out to do a smittens of research into your own neighborhood, your own area. See what's going on around you before you just accept what's said about you. Now, I make that point to make this one. Small point. Capital small. You already know. Brother Larry say, don't call yourself nigga. Do not call yourself that. That's what the enemy says about you. So if the enemy says that about you, you supposed to automatically quit. Wait a minute. That's what they say. Remember how we used to say, you know what they say? They say nigga. Now they have tricked you into saying nigga. And because they tricked you into saying nigga, now everybody says nigga. In the movies, in film, in videos, in music. Come on now. People, you have to know this is a psychological trick. This is the enemy tactics against you to get you to repeat what he says. So now that you're repeating what he says, he steps back and lets you say it. So here you go. Nigga, 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 nigga. All day long. Everywhere. Everyone. So the enemy's job has been done. To you, he has moved the battlefield from the physical world to the mental world, so that now the left side of your brain is attacking the right side of your brain. So every time your left brain tries to stand up, your right brain flips. And when your right brain tries to get it right, you get attacked from the left. Stop falling for these psychological tricks. The enemy is playing mind games with you. And you are the only casualty on the battlefield. Here go your thoughts, limping off the battlefield. Stuck. Like a broken record. Nigga. 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 Wake up. Stop falling for the enemy tactics. This is your brother Larry telling you once again, don't go for their bullshit. They trick you. That's what they do. That's their job. They have got good at tricking you. Remember? Show you a red cloth, you go see what that is and find yourself in a net on your way to America in the cotton fields.